TNT Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to give some shots out to the early birds, starting with the Morning Madness Show. Topeka, Kansas. What's up? What's up? Chantel, Baltimore up in here. I see a few of y'all got your cap locks on. Turn your cap locks off, player. Robert Simmons, what it do? Dro Mario, what's up, what's up? Is that Omi Emo? Hi, Virginia in the building. What's up, Virginia? Who's that? Caleb Douglas, Florida. Charlotte, North Carolina, A-Mode IT. A-Mode IT. What up, what up? Okay, family. Salisbury, North Carolina, Chicago, Anthony Tillman. I'm going in, fam. I'm going in. I can't hold it anymore. Now, y'all know anytime I put Trump in the title, we're going to get some trolls. And I want to go ahead on and warn y'all right now. The block party is in effect. I will be blocking all uncivilized mutts. If you want to come on here and engage, you want to have a conversation, you want to join the chat, you're welcome to do so. But act like you got some home training. Act like you were raised by human beings and not animals. You ain't got to agree with me, but disrespect will not be tolerated. Moving on. Let me put up my subject here. This dude right here, fam, he a trip. He is a full trip. This guy had a chance to say something to bring a nation that is hurting some form of healing, but he couldn't do it. He couldn't bring himself to do it because he is a divider. He himself is an uncivilized mutt. So in the wake of the Sonia Massey murder, this guy had an opportunity to speak on getting her justice. Like, even the actual police department, surprisingly, that he worked for, that Sean Grayson worked for, the officer who killed Sonia Massey, they said, hey, this guy's a bad cop. It was a bad shoot. They fired him. So Trump doubles down on his immunity for police officers. I'm going to give police officers full immunity so that they can do their job. Family, if they can't do their job already with all this killing they're doing, imagine what will happen in the future if they were to receive even more immunity, because it's already damn near impossible to convict one of them. It's damn near impossible to even charge one of them, let alone convict, try and convict. They literally operate above the law. This is why the uncivilized mutt, Sean Grayson, thought it was cool to not have any patience with Sonia Massey, to warn her that he was going to shoot her in her face, and then proceed to shoot her in her face. He did that because he felt comfortable with the bias that exists in law enforcement all over this country. There is not one police department that is immune to practicing bias in this country. So the question is, fam, Sean Grayson, why was he allowed to work in law enforcement in the first place? The dude had worked at 6 police departments since 2020. 6 police departments since 2020. What does this tell us? It tells us that he is a troublemaker. It tells us that he is problematic. It tells us that he is a liability that was afforded the opportunity to be passed from one police department to the next, violating his oath of office and civil liberties for those who he lied about serving and protecting. He left the Army under questionable circumstances. He kills a woman in her house that he was a good 15 feet away from, who was holding a pot of water, who put that pot of water down. Whether she put it down or not is not an issue, because she was far enough away from him for him to be safe. He lied and said that she tried to come at him with a pot of boiling water, but the video showed that she actually apologized for telling him that she rebuked him in the name of Jesus as she ducked for cover. She tried to duck, and she said, "I'm sorry." And she ducked, she cowered, and he still shot her like a coward. He shot her in her face. He hit her 3 times. Bullet went in her eye, came out of her neck, the fatal shot. And then, to add insult to injury, he told his partner to not worry about rendering aid. Don't worry about the first aid kit. That's a headshot. She's gone. She's out of here. Then he proceeded to call her a bitch, as his fellow law enforcement officers looked on in disgust. Now, Trump wants to give that guy complete immunity, like he wants to give himself. The only reason why he wants to give police officers complete immunity, which I'm sure it ain't complete, they can't just go and kill Trump or kill a member of Congress or certain people and just get away with it. What they like to do is they like to make laws, and they always have loopholes in those laws so that they can apply the law, apply punishment to some and not others. So there'll always be some type of loophole. But moving on, for sake of argument, he calls it complete immunity. If Trump was in office right now, let's just take it for what it is. Let's just go into the future. If Trump was to get in office in the first week of November, if he was to be elected, and Sean Grayson, the murderous police officer, was on the force and he killed Sonia Massey while Trump was in office, there would be no indictment. He would be at home right now, sleeping peacefully or chilling, watching television, scratching his dusty balls. Or maybe he'd be at a pool hall somewhere getting drunk with his buddies, laughing and joking about it. How he shot that bitch in the eye. You better believe that's how he talks all the time. He just killed somebody. He just took a woman's life inside of her house and proceeded to call her a bitch. He said he wants to give police officers full immunity, complete immunity, to protect them from prosecution so that they can do their job. And he said also, I think it was on his Truth Social that he dropped a message where he said that presidents should be granted full immunity, even if it crosses the line. He said, even in events that cross the line, those events must fall under total immunity. Let me tell you something else, family. The sheriff's office that this uncivilized mutt, Sean Grayson, worked for, should be sued. They should be held liable because they had no business hiring a guy who had already left 5 police departments since 2020, who had already had 2 DWIs. Why was a wino, a drunk, sent to somebody's house with a badge and a gun? For all we know, he was the prowler. Sangamon County Sheriff's Office fired this uncivilized mutt on July 17th. He gunned down Sonia Massey in her home on July 6th. Sangamon County Sheriff's Office was a day late and $1 short. That's 11 days too late. You see, that's the kind of country that we live in. We live in a reactionary place. We live in the kind of country where oftentimes people don't attempt, the elected officials don't attempt to do the right thing until tragedy strikes. No matter how many warnings that they get, tragedy has to strike. Somebody got to lose their life before they actually try to act like they want to do something about it. I'm sure some of you have experienced a situation where you may have been in your neighborhood or wherever, or maybe it's a place that you travel to often, and you've seen an intersection with no signal light. And you probably said, man, they need to put a signal light up here. And there probably have been a ton of accidents. Maybe people got severely injured, but nobody died. The moment somebody dies, overnight, they put up signal lights. because now they're trying to mitigate liability. They want to make sure that if it happens again, they don't get sued because they know they was in the wrong. They know they should have had, they know that they had a duty to protect the citizens. They know they had a duty to have a light there, put at that intersection. But they didn't do it because they didn't care. They didn't live near that intersection. So they didn't care if somebody got killed. They didn't care if you get killed, your child get killed, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your aunt, your uncle, your friend. They don't give a damn. It don't affect them. The only reason Trump wants qualified immunity to double down is because he wants to make sure that he gets complete immunity and that those police officers protect him. He uses police officers, and they're dumb enough to think that he really cares about them, but he only uses them to weaponize them against his enemies. Case in point, January 6th. A lot of those officers were Donald Trump fans. That's why they were not in a rush to shut those uncivilized mutts who attacked the Capitol down. They were fans of Donald Trump. They believe in Donald Trump. That's why they handled those uncivilized mutts genuinely. They were very gentle. Many of them just sat back and watched them just take over. They didn't try to do anything. They didn't try to do anything. See, that's what Trump is counting on. More of that. More of that. So when the people come for him, when Johnny Law come for him, that those officers can protect him. That's all he wants law enforcement for, is to protect himself, to save his own ass. Keep in mind, all of these people from lawyers on down that has been friends of his, that has been co-conspirators. He threw every last one of them under the bus, including his vice president, Mike Pence. Threw every last one of them under the bus. I would think that if I had a relationship, I don't have to think it, I know. If I had a relationship with somebody and we were super cool, we friends, and then we go through something and we get hit, at the very least, I'm gonna be like, you know what? Handle your thing, I'm gonna handle my thing. What I'm not gonna do is give them information on you to further hang you. I ain't gonna do that. Trump did it. He did it. He pointed the finger at everybody. As soon as he wasn't getting along with somebody that he was cool with, he was a good friends to, or an associate, whatever, he was like, he's uncivilized. He's a bad person. He's a corrupt, crooked Jimmy. You know, he come with the insults like a little kid. Trump is a horrible person, and the people who vote for him, who like him, are horrible too. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. They're horrible people. Now, some of them don't even know that they're horrible, but when you behave a certain way, you got to be horrible. You got to be something wrong with you to like Donald Trump. It's got to be something wrong with you. And I know some of y'all are in the comments. I know some of y'all are in the comments. But I got to call a strike and a ball a ball. You need therapy. So maybe you're not horrible, but at the very least, you need therapy. because you guys, it's something wrong with you. After seeing all of this corruption that's been perpetuated by this dude, after seeing all of this division, for you to still like that dude, something got to be wrong. Something is off. Somewhere along the line, your mom and your daddy went wrong. Somewhere down the line, you didn't get it. And I'm not the first one to question your morality. I'm not the first one to question that. I'm not the first one to question your values. I'm not the first one. I'm sure some of y'all have been in relationships and you've been called out by your spouses. And you understand why. You thinking that something wrong with them. No, they peep game and they realize there's something wrong with you. So maybe you're not a horrible person, but you need therapy. Something is wrong up here. Cassie Kevin, what up? Chuck Wagon say, yeah, they horrible. If you don't have to be a racist to be a Republican, why do all racists support Trump? Not all racists. All racists don't support Trump. They got a whole lot of racists that support Kamala Harris too. There are racists that support RFK Jr. See, what y'all got to understand, fam, is that this racism thing, you know, when you see what's going on out here with this party, a lot of people choose party based on what they can get, what kind of money they can get. It's about money and power. So when you see these people out here fighting and protesting and marching, you can't get fooled thinking they doing this for the greater good of humanity. No, they are fighting for power. They're fighting for money. They're fighting for influence. Because if they were fighting for the greater good, if they were really fighting for racial equality or whatever, that would have been happened a long time ago. That we wouldn't be nowhere close to where we are right now in terms of racial turmoil. They're fighting for money and they're fighting for power. That's what the fights are over. Money and power. Those seats in Congress, those seats in your local municipality wield the same amount of power and influence. And they pay the same amount of money, whether a Democrat sits there, a Republican sits there, an independent or a moderate, or a libertarian. It doesn't matter. They're fighting for money, power, and influence. That's what they're fighting for. They're not fighting for you. If they were fighting for you, things would have been changed a long, long, long time ago. You got some Democrats who are even more hateful than some Republicans. You got some Democrats that hate you more than some Republicans can ever even think about hating you. Don't be fooled. There are some people out there who have practiced the art of laughing in your face. They'll sit down and break bread with you. And the moment you turn your back, they'll grab that knife off that table and stab you in your back. Multiple times. Some of y'all work for Democrats. And you can't believe how that person treats you. Because you think, oh, they like such and such. Oh, he likes Barack Obama. Oh, cool. Oh, he's real cool. He's real cool. But they pass you over for that promotion. and gave it to that dude who you know ain't more qualified than you. You got more qualifications, you got more tenure, you got more skill, you're a better leader, but they pass you over for somebody who you actually coach, for somebody who actually come to you for advice. Don't be fooled. Did you see what just happened to Jaylen Brown, who plays for the Boston Celtics? Did you see how they handled him just now? You know, the NBA love to talk about that diplomacy, how democratic they are, how fair they are to those black players who make them all those billions of dollars. But they put Jaylen Brown on ice, easily one of the best players in the NBA. He was the most valuable player in the Eastern Conference playoffs. He was the most valuable player for the championship game, for the NBA championship. For the whole series, he was the most valuable player. Like out of all the players in the NBA, he was the most valuable. They put him on ice. They picked the fourth best player on the team over the second best player on the team to play, to represent Team USA in the Olympics. Why would they do that? If they're so democratic, they're so fair. Don't get fooled by this Black Lives Matter commercials and signage. You know, man, action speaks louder than words. You see how they did Kyrie? Nike got all of most of the biggest and the baddest athletes on the planet. So one might think, well, you know, Nike works with a lot of black athletes and they give them a lot of chance. Nah, man, it's fair exchange, ain't robbery. Those athletes bring a lot to the table. They bring big money, much more money to the table than Nike actually give them. They ain't really doing those athletes any favor, because those athletes can go somewhere else and get that kind of money too. So it's a win-win situation. So you can't be fooled just because somebody's stroking a check, somebody giving you some money. You can't think that everybody that give you some money ain't on your team. Everybody in your circle ain't in your corner. You got some of these people out here had Black Lives Matter signs in their yards, but inside of their house using the N-word. At the job, on the job, in management positions, denying black folks opportunities, overlooking them on purpose. And let me be clear, fam. I am going to be critical of Kamala Harris. Yes, I'm going to be critical of her. I'm going to be critical of any president. I'm going to be critical of any candidate. But make no mistakes. Anybody but Trump. That's my position. Anybody but Trump. And I'm not deviating from that. That's what it is. I don't give a damn what y'all say. Anybody but Trump. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining the live. What's up, Miss Michi? Until next time, Miss. Who was that? Did I give Miss Jazzy a shout out? Miss Jazzy's in the building. What's up, Miss Jazzy? Casey Kevin. Thomas Williams. What's up? Let's see. Lyric asked me, he said, Willie D, do you hate Trump? No, I do not hate Trump, man. No, I do not hate Trump. You got a stronger word? Appreciate y'all for joining the live, fam. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. That's it for tonight for me, unless there's breaking news. If there is breaking news, I will be back tonight. You dig what I'm saying? No more talk.